She was a homeless teenager when a high school guidance counselor went above and beyond to help her find a safe place to live and get the resources that she needed to graduate from high school on time. Then, despite becoming a young mom, Serina Pori graduated from college and embarked on a career to help other young people in crisis. I'm so honored to introduce you to Serina Pori. Welcome, Serina.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, thank you. And welcome all of you to Boss Up Goddess. I'm Elizabeth Ann Atkins, and I interview trailblazing women like Serina who help us all live bigger, better, and bolder. So tonight, she's going to share her story of resilience and advocacy to inspire you to make a positive, powerful difference in your life and the lives of others. So, Serina, can you first talk about your story and where you started, please?
Yes, absolutely. So I was one of those kids who really loved school. Like I couldn't get enough of it. I still love learning. And I was an A and B student taking college classes. And I essentially dropped out of school. I had a lot of really crazy things going on at home. My parents were going through a really messy divorce, and I had a lot of concerns about the safety of my younger siblings, the eldest of four kids. I was really worried that they needed more help, more support, but more so that their story wasn't being told as they were going through the divorce process. And so I chose to advocate for them. I testified in court on their behalf, to kind of share the kind of scary things that I was seeing at home. And because of that decision, both of my parents, who are now in separate homes, said that it wasn't okay for me to be staying there because of what I was saying. And so I became homeless. I was staying with friends as much as I could. Kind of whoever would open up their couch or a spot on their floor, I would go and I'd stay with them. Um, and it became really clear that like school wasn't helping to put food on the table. School wasn't helping me to be able to survive. So I essentially dropped out, like I said, and I missed like 72 consecutive days of school.
Wow.
And my guidance counselor pulled me into her office and was asking me, what is going on? And I was really scared to tell her about what was going on, but she kind of was able to get the gist of things and connected me to a nonprofit that helped me to get all of those basic needs things, and really reminded me, but told me that like, I mean, you can get your GED if you want, because that was pretty much what I was planning on doing. School wasn't helping me to survive, so I'll just get my GED. No one else cares, so why should I care? I'll just work. And they were like, well, I really care, and I think you really care. I think you're really good at school, and I would love to see what you can do with your life. And so I was able to go from being kind of in this crisis mode of like living right here and being able to see what my future might look like. And I did summer school, I did credit retrieval, I did everything that I could, and worked really, really hard, and was able to graduate with my class. And even when I got to that point, though, I wasn't going to go to graduation. I told the person that was helping me that like, no one, who cares? Like, no one cares. No one's going to be there. It's going to take forever, and it's just going to be really boring, and there's no point. And she's like, well, I would really love to see you walk.
Oh.
Like, I care, and I'll be there, and I would love to see it. And so I decided to go, and it was the best gift I could have given myself, walking across that stage.
Wow.
Just really filled with the feeling like I did it, like I can
Uh-huh.
do it. I I can do anything. I can do
Mhm.
anything that I set my mind to. And I'm worth it. Like my future matters. I matter. And like I don't owe it to anybody else. I owe it to myself.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so from there, I moved up to Portland and I went to college and I graduated with highest honors. And I really like found my my connection with advocacy there. I did a lot of advocacy work, bringing back the child care center at Portland Community College so that families would have access to childcare. And when I saw that the nonprofit that had helped me to graduate and who believed in me and kind of set me on my journey, I saw that they were hiring. So I moved back down to Southern Oregon, which is where I live now.
Mhm.
And I've been working in the nonprofit sector ever since.
Wow, and you actually do work that helps children in crisis similar to where you were as a teenager.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is amazing. So, Serena, you learned the power of one person. That guidance counselor is helped guide you into where you are now by showing she cared. And had she
Absolutely.
not, we don't even know what might have happened. And so now you're in that position as that one person who can transform the lives of people in need. It's so beautiful. So, can you talk about the work that you do right now, please?
Yes, absolutely. So I work for Family Solutions. We're a mental health nonprofit. So we provide mental health services in a lot of different ways across Jackson and Josephine County. And we do it at no cost to the people that we're working with. So we're all about increasing access and just making sure that people are taken care of, especially when they're in crisis.
Beautiful. And you do something really unique, the type of therapy that you provide. Can you talk about that?
Yes. So one of our programs that I love talking to people about because it's so important is therapeutic foster care. So we connect with families in the community who are interested in fostering or existing foster families, and we provide them with an abundance of support. So they go through really rigorous training on how to address trauma, how to create a therapeutic environment at home, how to handle crisis situations, and so that they can thrive as a foster family, so that the youth can thrive in their home, and so that we can have a better community altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so with that, we also have like 3 different people that they can call any time of night or day if there's any
Wow.
sort of questions or any sort of situation going on that they need support, and we'll come out to them if that's what is going to be the most helpful. We check in with them every week, more than once a week if they want, every single day if that's going to be what's most helpful. We're just all about providing the help and support that people need so that they can be successful, because we'll all be better if we have these kids as a part of our community. There are like
Yes,
10,000
yes, yes.
children. Yeah. There are like 10,000
10,000.
children in the Oregon foster care system at any given time. And we have 300 therapeutic foster beds for those kids. And in my mind, every one of those 10,000 kids would benefit from a therapeutic foster care home.
Wow.
So the need is really big.
What can people do if they're watching and they want to help?
There are lots of different ways that people can get involved, actually. We have virtual info sessions that we host regularly so that people can learn more about the program itself and see if it might be a good fit for them. But we also have like part-time fostering available, which most people don't know about. You just provide like a weekend of your time once a month, and you do that fostering the same that a full-time foster family might. Or you can go to the foster home and provide that level of care there, and you're supporting the full-time foster family in that
Mhm.
situation. Or you can sponsor a kid for like $25 a month. You can provide all of the really fun activities that we're able to have happen, especially like sports is really great. We found that to be really beneficial. When we get a kid really excited about participating in sports, they do amazing things.
Wow. So, Serena, I want to put a link to your organization in the description box, so anybody who wants to participate or donate, they can do so, okay? So
Absolutely,
please,
that would be amazing.
oh, good. Excellent, excellent. Because I think a lot of people might not know that there's this need and this is the way to help. So, Serena, can you share a success story without naming names, but just how this program helps?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the most heartbreaking and heartwarming stories that we had come through our program was a young boy. I think he was about 12 or 13, and he had gone through 30 foster care placements over the course of a single year.
Oh,
And it was because he had been through things that no child should ever have to go through. And he didn't know how to handle that or how to process it. He was going into traditional foster care homes, and the families didn't know how to help him through that. They were really just struggling to meet his needs, and so he would go from place to place. And when he came to us, we were able to really give him finally this level of stability and really showing him like we're here to help. And with most of the foster care kids that we get connected with, they really want to make sure that you're dedicated. And so he was really great at figuring out what your buttons were and pushing them all at the same time. And it was one of those things that we just continued to show up. We continued to say like, yep, we're still going to be here. Like, yep, that was a poor choice that you made, but we're still here to help you. And when he realized that we weren't going to give up on him, he was able to really start that healing process finally. And it was absolutely incredible, the leaps and bounds that he was able to make in his healing process. But then he also became like a leader among his peers. Like we were giving him skills that he could use when he was feeling triggered. We were giving him skills that he could use to keep himself on track. And so he would see this happening with other kids in the classroom, and he would tell them the skills that they needed in order to regulate themselves and how to
oh,
feel and be successful in the classroom.
wow.
Um, and he's also he loves sports, and so he just yes, he's doing amazing things, and it's just incredible to see how much he's grown, and what can happen when you say that you believe in a child.
Mhm, mhm. That's so beautiful. Serena, can you talk about the importance of giving the child and the family the communication tools that enable them to talk through a specific situation in the moment to resolve it and keep going in a positive direction?
Absolutely. One of the most common things that we see is we have kids who come and when something's wrong, they're yelling or they're using profanity or they're they're really upset, and they are communicating, but not in a way that's making them feel heard and not in a way that's getting their needs met. And so we're able to connect with them and help them to learn like this is healthy communicating skills. Like this is what this looks like. And look, now you're getting your needs met. And this is such an amazing skill that you have that
Mhm,
we're now able to capitalize on. And now you're able to like build your confidence and like, I can do this myself. And I can,
mhm.
um, and when we can build that confidence, like they just like when I learned that I could do it, like they can do it. Like when you
Uh-huh.
can teach a child that they have this amazing ability to do whatever they set their mind to,
Mhm,
there's nothing that's going to hold them back. They can
mhm,
accomplish anything.
mhm. So you told me earlier about, like you said, when I feel upset, I'll do this. You know what I mean? Like the kid needs attention, and then you help them process the emotions and speak about it. Because a lot of people, like you were saying, don't have those tools, and then that diffuses the sort of crisis moment, right?
Right, absolutely. When we can have a child feel heard, they're able to make
Yes.
leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To feel
And
heard. Mhm.
yeah. And sometimes they'll be making progress and everything's going really awesome. And then something goes wrong and maybe they take a step back. But
Mhm.
as long as we are still taking even the smallest step forward, we're making progress. And I think that that's one of the biggest things that we try to do.
Mhm.
Don't let perfection stand in the way of progress.
Ooh, that's a great one. I love it. I love it. So, Serena, can you talk about how you draw upon your own story to help people now? Because you saw that there are solutions, there are caring people, there are tools, there are resources, and you transformed all that in resilience into advocacy. So, can you talk about that, please?
Yes, absolutely. So when I was first living on my own, I was like 17 and I was trying to get access to food. I wanted to, like, I knew that there were resources out there and I just didn't know what to do in order to get access to those. And so what I was going and I was applying for food stamps and they said, oh, well, you're still being claimed on your mom's account or whatever you call it. But so you don't qualify, like, sorry, you're declined. And I was just mad, and I was mad there and I was mad after when I was talking about it. And when I connected with my mentor, she talked to me about, okay, let's go down together, like let's go down and let's figure it out.
Uh-huh.
And so I went down there, and she was able to talk with the person there and say, like, okay, here's the situation. And I watched her logically, calmly, clearly explain, like, this, like, we both are here to get a need met. So how can we work together to get where we need to be?
Yeah.
And it was just kind of this light bulb moment where I saw, like, I can make a difference if I can advocate in a way that makes me feel heard. Um, and
Wow.
it's something that I use all the time. It's something that I use in every part of my life, just to make sure that, like, I can meet this need. There's an obstacle here, but we're gonna figure it out. No matter what the challenge is, it's like, okay, like, this is really difficult, like, this is really hard. And owning that and acknowledging that, like, it's okay for things to be hard, but here's what we're gonna do about it.
Mhm.
um and that's the piece that has led me to be where I'm at today, is that this is what we're going to do, like, let's do it
I
together.
I love that so much. That is so powerful because it's the power of self. It's control, it's using tools, it's having the discipline to amp down the emotions because sometimes when we get mad, it's like a runaway train. And if you can't rein that in, you will not get results. You get the wrong results, you know?
Right, yeah.
So that is so powerful. So, what do you want people to know about how much power they have to help others?
I think that with nonprofit work in general, it's so important to understand that, like, if you have something that speaks to your heart, if you really have a passion for mental health, or you really have a passion for supporting veterans, or advocating for the rights of animals, like, making sure that you can take that passion and you can make a difference in your community. And it doesn't have to, like, there are so many nonprofits in your area, it doesn't matter where you are, that are making an impact in those efforts.
Mhm.
And if you can connect with them, like, you can make all of the amazing changes in the world that we need to see. And they would love to hear from you, so please reach out to them. And there are many ways that you don't have to have, like, you don't even have to have, like, a lot of funds in order to support a nonprofit. Like, you can donate your time, you can donate your skills.
Mhm.
If you're really good at graphic design, please connect with a nonprofit, because I can guarantee that they would love support in that area.
Oh,
but there is so much change that you can make happen. And I think that comes from being informed on how to be that advocate in the community. I think that it comes from being involved, making sure that you're connected and that you are sharing with other people the information that needs to get shared out there, like platforms like this. And I think that we can make the change. We can be the change that we want to see in the world.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And, there's so much scary stuff in the news these days and so much anxiety and worry and crisis, but you live in a community that's all about helping people. And that was so evident last fall when the fires destroyed homes and businesses, and people came together in such a beautiful, generous way to help each other. And you were part of that. So it's like it's a really beautiful thing when one person joins a whole group of people. So there's this collective goodwill. It's beautiful, and I hope that anybody watching today is inspired to participate to help this cause as well. It's so very important, and we can make such a positive difference, just like your guidance counselor did for you. So, do you keep in touch with her?
Yes, absolutely. She is absolutely amazing. And I feel very fortunate to have that positive influence and to know that I can be that positive influence for other people.
So, do you want to name her and say thank you? You don't have
Yeah,
to.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Kelsey. You're so amazing.
Thank you, Kelsey. Serena's amazing as a result of all of your help. That's such a beautiful story. Oh my gosh. So that's another thing, because now 10 years later, after you were homeless, right? Is it 10 years or more?
It was about 12 years ago.
12 years. So now Kelsey is a mentor for you, right? To continue to guide you into adulthood, your profession, your career. So we all need mentors to continue to guide us, to help us learn and focus and, get new skills and just continue believing in ourselves and the cause. So now you probably, Serina, are a mentor to others, right?
I certainly try. And yes, anybody can be a mentor. Use your experience, use your knowledge, use your inner power to empower others. That's where you see resiliency happen. Is we can overcome anything if we have that power to believe in ourselves, and a lot of times that comes from believing in someone who needs it.
Yes, yes, yes. So, Serina, how have things shifted during the pandemic?
The need has never been greater than it is now. We have been providing all of our service. We've never stopped providing services to anybody. We have been in the virtual space. We've been in the hybrid space. We've been in the small cohorts. We've been in all of these different, we've been navigating everything with as much flexibility as possible. And that flexibility comes from our community. If we have a contract to provide services, we don't have to, we're able to go above and beyond that because of the community support that we receive. It wouldn't happen without that. So we are very fortunate that our community believes in access to mental health. And I think that it's more important than ever that people get connected. If you feel alone, you're not alone. There are people out there who want to help, myself included, and your life matters and you matter. And we are so lucky that you're here with us. So please get connected if you need help.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So, Serina, with the story of your own personal experience, how did you heal and release the trauma of that?
I think that it's one of those like forged in fire things that like adversity is the reason that I have my perspective that I have. I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't have gone through the challenges that I face.
Mm-hmm.
And while it was hard, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody else, it's also it's in a weird way, it's a blessing. It's in a weird way, I'm stronger because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're forging a sword, like you have to go through the fire in order to be stronger.
Love
And I feel like that's how I am the way that I am.
it.
But it also gives me like so much compassion for the those who are in need, and how can I support you? Like how can I help you to raise your own voice and
Mm.
just be there.
Oh, that's so wonderful. So, Serina, what's untapped for your future? What do you hope to achieve?
I mean, I think that the sky's the limit. I really if I could do anything, I would want to be able to enact change that benefits people. I see a lot of investment in businesses. I see a lot of investment in like corporations and all of this. Like I would love to be a part of change that benefits people, that sees that this is where if we invest in people, we will see things like everything that we could possibly dream of come true. And I think that that happens on the individual level and on the community level. And I would just love to be whatever I can do to help as a part of that. That's what I would love to see for myself.
Oh, that's beautiful. You are such an inspiring young woman. I am so proud of you and excited for all the things you've done and just in awe of your story and how you've transformed it to help other people. It's just wonderful. You're a tremendous role model.
Well, I appreciate your kind words and will attempt to accept them into my heart.
That's
It's
another, go ahead.
it's one of those things that it's an area that I'm growing, where you hear kindness come your way, and sometimes it's hard to accept that. And so being able to, that's one way that I'm looking to grow, is to be able to
Oh,
hear that and say like, okay, I can
yes,
accept this.
yes, wonderful. That's another wise lesson that people who are many decades older than you are still learning. So that's awesome. And I just love how you're so cheerful and graceful with such poise, having gone through what you went through. It's really, really wonderful.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So just please tell the name of your company and your organization and how people can reach, and I'll put it in the description box.
So Family Solutions, again, we're a mental health nonprofit. We are in Southern Oregon. We serve Jackson and Josephine County. You can visit our Facebook page. You can go to our website. We have lots of information available. You can connect with me. I'll make sure to provide my email address in case anyone wants to connect with me personally. But absolutely, thank you so much.
You're welcome. And are there any other messages you'd like to share before we go tonight?
Just that we're all stronger together, and we are going through an unprecedented difficult time. Things are challenging, things are hard. But here's what we're going to do about it. And we're going to get through it together, and connect with your community, because your community wants you a part of it.
Oh, beautifully said. Thank you, Serina Pori, for joining me tonight.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And thank you, all of you, for joining me, Elizabeth Ann Atkins, here on Boss Up Goddess, where you got to meet Serina Pori and hear all the wonderful things that she's doing to transform her story from resilience to advocacy to help others. So please do like, share, subscribe, comment. We'd love to hear what you think about this show. And everything that Serina has said tonight is so inspiring. Please also follow me on Twitter at Elizabeth Atkins. And remember, boss up, goddess. You have the power.